PEBS Sports.
Thank you for joining us for this game recap presented by PEBS Sports. I'm Coach T, and let's get into Week 1. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our game recaps this season. Football is finally back with the season opener where the Jacksonville Jaguars travel down I-95 to take on the Miami Dolphins. Let's take a look at these two quarterbacks. Tua Tagovailoa had a monster passing season in 2023 where he led the league with 4,624 yards. The Dolphins fell to the eventual Super Bowl champion Chiefs in the wild card round. They're looking to start this season off strong on their way back to a playoff spot. And the Jaguars missed the playoffs with a 9-8 record last year, a winning record, but the same record as the year prior. Jacksonville won the toss and deferred, so Miami starts with the ball. Tua drops back from under center and finds Jalen Waddle. Get used to hearing that today, folks. Look at the concentration as he slows his momentum and reaches over the defender to pull that one down. Next, Miami uses a little play action to find, guess who, Jalen Waddle, with plenty of space around him at the sideline. This time, they go to the ground and get the run game started as Mostert picks up a couple. Then the linebackers shift and Tua takes the snap. He hitches and finds Waddle in the end zone. Tua has great protection as he lets this one go. Waddle just ran right by Ronald Darby on that post route while the sit over the ball held up the underneath defenders. Great start to this game in front of a hometown crowd. Now the Jaguars have their chance to respond. They start with a quick underneath pass to their 2024 first rounder to get things going. Then a handoff to their 2021 first round running back for a huge gain. He's finally brought down after 31 yards. I want to highlight Christian Kirk here. He threw up 2 key blocks to open up that lane for Etienne. No block, no rock. Now they're inside the 10, and Lawrence looks to his right, fires, complete. What a throw! Well, it's a bench concept, which is a deep out route paired with a flat route. It's supposed to isolate that flat defender. Look at when Lawrence releases this ball compared to when the receiver is breaking. That's some capital A anticipation right there. Now Miami is back on offense. Tua drops back and has plenty of time back there to rip this one to Waddle on the outside. Next, they go back to the run game, but the Jaguars' defense is all over it. They try again, but Mostert gets swarmed. So they dial up a quick pass to him on the outside, and he's able to fall forward for the first down. Then, guess who? Waddle over the middle for a big chunk. And that closes out a huge first quarter for Jalen Waddle and the Fins. He has caught everything thrown his way, past the century mark, and topped it off with a touchdown, all in the first quarter. A little ways into the second, and they try a screen pass out to Mostert on third down. But the Jags sniff it out, and Miami has to settle for a field goal. So it's 10-7 Dolphins as the Jaguars are driving down the field. A curl route to Gabe Davis, but oh! He gets hit hard by Ramsey to knock the ball loose. So Lawrence drops back, looks left, shifts his feet, fires, and finds a wide-open Christian Kirk in the vacated middle of the field. The Jags call a screen, but the blockers seem confused on their assignments, resulting in only a couple of yards. With 9 to go, Etienne dodges one defender, but picks up only a yard for his effort. Lawrence looks to throw, but Miami drops 8 into coverage, so he has to check it down. Defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver was ready for that one. So they settle for a field goal, and Miami takes over. They continue to try to establish the run, but the Jags' defense isn't budging. They try to run it outside, and Mostert's able to evade one tackle before being brought down a yard shy of the sticks. So they call another outside handoff, and the Jacksonville linebackers stop him behind the line. Jacksonville with an opportunity late in the second. And it's a play-action naked keeper executed perfectly to the tight end Evan Ingram for the first down and more. But again, Gabe Davis can hold on, this time on an inside slant. Now, I wouldn't put it all on Davis. The linebacker was waiting for him. Lawrance needs to have better vision. And their woes continue with a fumbled snap. Not a good drive for Jacksonville at all. So Miami takes over with great field position. Tua fires, and the defense comes through. Snatched out of the air by a Jacksonville linebacker and returned for a touchdown and the lead. Defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen called a little drop aid of his own. He knew the Dolphins would likely try to take a shot after the turnover. So closing in on the 2-minute warning, the Finns drop back and go to Old Reliable to move the chains. Man, he is having a monster game. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Miami keeps the running back into block, and Tua finds Waddle on a go route. No one will catch him as he crosses the goal line for a 63-yard touchdown. His second on the day. Under 2 minutes and a half, tie ball game. Lawrence takes the hitch route outside in an amazing one-handed grab by Gabe Davis. Lawrence was off target there, but Davis was able to bail him out with a great catch. Lawrence tries to thread the needle here, and he's lucky that one wasn't picked. So they run it up the gut, and Etienne's able to get just enough for the first down by less than an inch. Back to the air, he looks right, lets it go, and connects. He has a lot of space and a lot of speed. Waddle and Thomas in a receiver competition as Thomas is in for his second touchdown of the day. Well, it's a flat 7 against cover 2 on that side of the field. Lawrence is able to recognize that and leads the receiver away from that flat defender, allowing the rookie to turn upfield for a big score. Miami looks to answer with under a minute left in the half. Caught by Waddle. He breaks a tackle, sprinting downfield, and crosses the goal line for his third touchdown of the day, 67 yards. Tua saw the defender with his back turned, meaning he can only cover the width of his shoulders. He never saw the ball coming. Great effort by Waddle to get free, too. So under 40 seconds in the half, Jacksonville is trying to at least get into field goal range. Again, Lawrence tries to sneak past the coverage, but Jalen Ramsey is able to knock it down. He's a great defender, but if he could catch, he'd be playing offense. We see yet another incomplete pass, this time a jarring hit by Ramsey to knock the ball loose. He is locked in. And after the punt, Miami has one final play to close the half. They stay aggressive and elect to pass it. But a linebacker's there. Tua's picked off for the second time as he rounds the perimeter and runs up the sideline for a touchdown. Miami has Smythe on this little short corner to draw the linebacker away. And as the linebacker shades over to follow the tight end, Tua looks to throw to the route coming in behind him. But he's able to halt his momentum and leap up to grab that one. And that brings us to our PEBS halftime report.
The PEBS halftime report is brought to you by Stewart's Rent-A-Ref, servicing the Kansas City, Missouri area since 2019. The right call for the right price with Rent-A-Ref.
At the half, the Jaguars are out in front 31-24 thanks to their defense. Tua having a great day statistically, minus those 2 pick sixes, and Lawrence has gotten very lucky a few of those passes having gone the other way. Jacksonville's run defense has been outstanding, while Travis Etienne has made the most of his 3 carries. And the receiver battle between Jalen Waddle and rookie out of LSU, Brian Thomas Jr. Thomas has done more with less, while Waddle has nearly 3/4 of the total targets on his incredible day through the air. Both defenses giving up over 10 yards per play, with Jacksonville winning the turnover battle so far, but Miami defending well against the pass with 5 pass breakups. And on to the second half. Jacksonville starts with the ball since they deferred, and their luck finally runs out. Picked off by Jordan Poyer, and Lawrence is not happy. It looks like he was expecting Kirk to cut inside. Not sure who was in the wrong there, but Poyer was there to take advantage of the miscommunication. So 1st and 10 for Miami and nowhere to run for Mostert. So they go to him on a screen pass and pick up that first down. But again, a minimal gain on the ground. So So they go back to a quick throw on 2nd and 7, but this time it's Tyreek Hill who gets stopped short. On 3rd down, they go to the air, and you'll never guess who they find for a touchdown. Waddle in for his 4th on the day. He was so wide open. That had to be a busted coverage because he's all alone at the goal line. They run Etienne up the middle, but he is met by linebacker Jordan Brooks. Then on to 2nd down. Lawrence is looking for a receiver. He escapes the pocket and slings it deep for Brian Thomas, but he can't hold on. Jacksonville has to punt it away. Tua lets this one go for Hill, but Campbell is there to force the incompletion. Solid hit by Tyson Campbell. On 2nd down, Tua is forced out of the pocket and takes off. He puts the moves on the linebacker before being brought down for 6 yards. 3rd down now, and Tua hits Waddle near the sideline for 18 yards. This time, the Jaguars are ready, putting 2 defenders on Waddle to knock the pass away. Took him long enough. They've gone after Campbell 3 times this drive, and he's knocked it down twice. So the Jaguars take over late in the 3rd. Miami seems to have figured out how to stop the Jacksonville ground game, so Lawrence looks to pass on 2nd down. With time to throw, he finds Christian Kirk on a corner route. Kirk has been having a productive day. This one is a variation on the smash concept, looking to put that corner in conflict. He chases this out route, and the safety is sticking close to the hashes, so Lawrence can just drop it in. If he puts that one a little more outside, that could have been 6. A few plays later, Lawrence is looking for Ingram on a post, but his old friend and all-pro safety Jordan Poyer's there to snatch it out of the air. He is a menace back there. So Miami takes over. Tua drops back and looks to his right. He lets it fly, and the linebacker just misses picking him off, allowing Hill to gain the 1st down. But this time, the linebacker drops into his zone, sees Hill break, and jumps in front of it for the pick. He redeems himself and continues this 3rd quarter defensive back and forth. Jacksonville takes back possession. Play action, but the pass protection breaks down. Lawrence hangs in there and fires. It looks like he took my advice on ball placement. He led him into all this open space for a big gain. And we're all knotted up at 31 apiece at the end of 3. Miami starts the 4th by knocking down a pass. Jaguars answer with a solid run to set up 3rd and manageable. But tight end Luke Farrell isn't able to get the 1st down, so Jacksonville goes ahead by only a field goal. Ingold gets the quick throw, and again a Jacksonville linebacker over pursues. But they're disciplined in their gaps as they stop Raheem Mostert short of the line to gain on 2nd and 3rd down, getting the ball back for the Jaguars. First down, Jacksonville dials up triple slants and completes it to Ingram for the 2nd and short. Then they pick up the 1st on the ground. A few plays later on 2nd and 11, Miami forces a short throw to Ingram. Lawrence is behind his receiver on this one. A better ball probably puts him upfield. 3rd down, Lawrence has Kirk one-on-one, but the ball goes right through his hands. The defender's back is turned, so good choice by Lawrence, but the dropped passes have been a problem for these Jacksonville receivers all day. The Dolphins stay committed to their ground game and their quick passes, but the Jags continue to be all over it. So now that Miami has them creeping up, they land another haymaker to Jalen Waddle, who evades a tackler and takes it to the house for 67 yards. 3 minutes to go in the 4th. Miami forces another short pass, but Jacksonville's able to convert. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning, 34-38 Miami. Poor choice by Lawrence as Cater Kohu jumps the route. He should have hit Gabe Davis on the outside hitch right there at the line. But Davis has dropped a few passes today, so maybe his confidence in him was shaken. But a bad read nevertheless. Miami takes over. They keep pounding it on the ground with Mostert to open up the passes downfield. Mostert on the ground again, but this time Jacksonville's ready for the pass with a drive-saving deflection from linebacker Devin Lloyd. Look at this leap. Under a minute to go, down by 4 points, and no timeouts left. Lawrence can't find a receiver. He rolls out to evade a sack from Miller. He throws on the run and across his body, complete to Christian Kirk for 47 yards. Lawrence tries to get everybody to line up since Kirk couldn't get out of bounds. He drops back and has Brian Thomas on a corner route, but the ball is just underthrown, leaving them about a yard to go when the clock is running. Lawrence tries to get him lined up, but the clock hits 0. What a game! So the Dolphins prevail over the Jaguars 38-34. When asked about the loss, head coach Doug Peterson said, quote, "It was a hard-fought back and forth with a very good team in Miami. We're going to learn a lot of good and a lot of what needs to be tightened up from that game film. Aside from the loss, a lot of potential to start the season, maybe." On Trevor Lawrence's performance, Peterson said, quote, "Trevor played well overall. We'll just have to work on those interceptions and get the run game going some more to help him out. It's only week 1. Lawrence completed 63% of his passes for 364 yards, but turned the ball over 3 times. Whereas Tua completed 70% of his passes, turned the ball over 3 times as well, but found the end zone 5 times. And it was our PEBS Sports Player of the Game, Jalen Waddle, who helped Tua overcome those 3 picks. He surpassed his 2023 touchdown total today by taking it to the house 5 times. Have yourself a day! A look at the Jacksonville receivers shows that Trevor Lawrence leaned heavily on the veteran Gabe Davis with 13 targets, but only 5 catches and 3 dropped passes. Rookie Brian Thomas Jr. showed up by hauling in 4 of his 5 targets and found the end zone twice. A promising start for the 23rd overall pick out of LSU. Similar yardage between running backs, but Travis Etienne did more with less on the ground, saying in the post-game locker room interview, quote, "We gotta get that run game going." No doubt referring to his number of carries. Here are the next 5 opponents for Jacksonville, including 2 divisional matchups in weeks 4 and 5 against the Texans and Colts. The Texans find themselves in the number 1 spot of the AFC South, being the only team with a win in that division in week 1. And we'll leave you with a look around the league after week 1. Thank you for joining us here on PEBS Sports for this game recap. Be sure to subscribe to catch our weekly recaps of the 2024 season, and we'll see you next time.